What's going on YouTube? iDocLife here yet again, and I figured I'd put my 2 cents in on this whole PlayStation 4.5 slash PlayStation 4k slash VR slash cross platform between Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC whole fucking fiasco movement thing that's going on within this year right now. This is being talked about within this year, I should say. It seems like 2016, or at least the beginning of it, is just about nothing but crazy ass rumors and shit. Now, I'm not debunking anything. I'm not saying none of it is possible, but a lot of it I simply don't fucking believe. And we're gonna start off with the PlayStation 4.5, the PlayStation 4K. This is the biggest rumor of right now. Now, it was reported by Kotaku from whatever source that Sony is developing a PlayStation 4, a new version of a PlayStation 4 that is capable of running 4K resolution. Now that right there just blew me away. Like, what? Whoa, okay. Really? 3 years into this generation and this is what we're talking about? Basically, in the midst of all this VR talk, which basically has the Oculus Rift that is releasing for PC and whatnot, and then PlayStation's VR, which is listed at a very reasonable price for as far as VRs go. I believe $550, which is reasonable for VR. It sounds like a lot, but it's reasonable, trust me. But in the midst of all this, and that is confirmed shit, you can actually pre-order a VR right now. In the midst of all this, there is talk of PlayStation 4 just having this huge upgrade on its way, and nobody knows how it's going to be done, whether it's going to be a brand new console itself or is it going to be like an attachable upgrade. But people are really diving into this shit, and what's funny is from the original rumor, another rumor came out supporting that this is all real. That rumor was real. Like, it's weird because how can a rumor say that an old rumor is real, but it's a rumor itself? So it's like, take it all with a grain of salt. That's what I'm doing right now. Basically, to be cutthroat, I don't believe this shit is even going to happen. I don't. I'm not saying it's not possible, because it very well is possible, but I don't think Sony is that dumb to do that as far as marketing goes. Sony is winning the console war. Any way you cut or slice it, whatever you're a fan of, whether it be the Wii U, the Xbox One, or the PS4, Sony is winning it. The PS4 is just winning this console generation. Simply put, why would they try to develop something that costs a shit ton of money, whether you're talking about 4K 30 frames or 4K 60 frames? Definitely if you're talking about 4K 60 frames, this shit is going to come out of the pocket per PS4.5 development. If you're talking about either or, this is just not a smart move. This is something you would expect within the next console generation, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Not 2 to 3 years into the latest generation of console gaming, basically. Now, can Sony be coming with some type of update for the PS4 itself? Definitely. I believe they may as well be doing that, but I definitely don't believe it's anything 4K related. I just simply don't. Because let's just put this into perspective and compare this to a PC, because this is literally the only thing you can compare it to as far as gaming right now, is to a PC, because it's the only other thing capable of 4K gaming. Now, if we're talking 4K 60 frames, which I completely disbelieve is going to happen, period, within any console this generation. If we look at the PC side of things, the most popular and most wanted GPU of the PC generation right now is the GTX 980 Ti. Now, this is a card that averages around 4K 40 to 50 frames and is capable in some games of hitting 60 and above, but definitely not consistent with it. And the reason why I bring up the GTX 980 Ti is because this GPU runs within the $600 market. This is an expensive GPU, which is already even more than the PlayStation 4 on its own. I'm basically saying that if Sony is developing something of 4K 60 frames, which, like I said, I don't believe in all. I know it's a rumor, I know that, but if it's developing something of 4K 60 frames, there's no way they're gonna sell this shit to the same consumer base that they sold their original PlayStation 4 to. There's no way, because nobody that bought a PlayStation 4, and there's people still cringing and wondering if they should get it right now and still holding on to their older consoles. There's no way that this market is going to jump on a fucking PlayStation 4K at 60 frames at least. There's no way. Now there's gonna be a lot of people, quite a few people, you know, getting on it and whatnot just because they can and they can afford it, but there's plenty more that cannot afford this type of operation. And it's bad business for Sony to even attempt that shit right now while they're winning this console war. Now let's talk 4K 30 frames, which is more reasonable, but I still don't see it happening. I just don't, simply put. Now comparing to a PC card that is capable of 4K at 30 frames. Now once again, I'm going to say it's capable at 4K 30 frames, not sustained, not completely always going to give you 4K 30 frames, but the most popular card for consumers and whatnot on the PC side to get 4K 30 frames would be the GTX 970 or the R9 390. These are two great cards that are 1080p killers pretty much, but are capable of running 1440p and 4K resolutions with tweak settings and, you know, around 30 frames and fluctuating. I can get my GTX 970 to give me a 1440p around 60 frames if I drop just a little bit of settings and whatnot. 4K I gotta drop a lot, but I can achieve it. I know that from firsthand using the card. But those are the type of cards that are capable, and those cards run around 320 to 350 on their own. Now the reason why I bring these cards up is because, one, you have to have the hardware to not bottleneck this shit. One, okay, the PlayStation 4 right now, and I already know, we all know that they would have to upgrade that hardware as far as CPU/APU that's in the PS4. They're gonna have to upgrade it. But if they're planning on running 4K, they're gonna have to seriously upgrade it. You don't want to bottleneck a GPU in a console. You just don't want to do that because it's gonna give you a shitload of problems. So they would have to bring in a new CPU/APU, whichever they decide to use next, if this is all true. And they would have to bring in new cooling to keep that CPU/APU cool. And then they would have to have great cooling in the all-around system. They probably would have to make the damn console even bigger than it is, which is not very big, but they would have to make it probably the PS3 size, the original PS3 size or whatever, just to keep it cool, because that is a lot of power that you need to run 4K. That's very, very demanding resolution from all cylinders, from a CPU and the console itself. And they may even need to upgrade RAM to make things even more efficient. Basically, to sum this up, I simply don't believe that there is a PlayStation 4K on the way. Sony may be developing an upgrade for the PlayStation 4, definitely, but 4K, hell no. I just don't see it happening. I don't care what rumors surface. Unless I hear from Sony themselves, I just simply don't believe it. And I'm not trying to damper on any Sony parade or anything like that, because I love consoles as well as PC. I'm not one who picks sides and shit. I love them all, basically. If it's gaming and it's good and it's fun and it's enjoyable, and goddamn it, it's alright with me. But this rumor right here is just off the fucking scale. I don't see it happening. And there is talk that maybe this is to support the VR movement. Even in so, we don't even know how this VR movement is gonna go. We don't know how people are gonna react to it, as far as body reacting to this thing, as far as visuals reacting to this thing. We don't even know if this shit is gonna cause seizures or whatnot or anything. We won't know until it's actually out and actually tested and actually observed in that matter among a mass amount of people and not just a select few. But anyway, these are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I understand some people are probably going crazy about my opinion about shit, but understand that I love gaming as a whole. I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm just trying to see reason within all of this, and I just don't see it. This is iDoc Life. Make sure you check out my Twitch channel. Brand new Twitch channel, by the way. Link down in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. More Morgan Freeman videos on the way. And I'm out. Peace.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's just local militia.
You told someone, didn't you?
They paid better than you.
Motherfucking snitch. Oh shit.
Shit, they weren't supposed to shoot at us.
Look.